The following segment is sponsored by Segelke Financial Group.
Back with us today, one of our favorites from Segelke Financial Group, the top financial advisor, Jeff Segelke. Thanks so much for being here.
So great to be here with you.
We love when you're here. We learn so much. Okay, we have covered saving and investing for all ages, but one thing we haven't talked about is whether women should be approaching their financial planning differently. I would have never thought about that.
Yeah, and it's not necessarily that women need to approach it differently than men, although there are many differences between men and women, right?
Just a few.
We think about things differently, we do things differently, and with our money, we tend to react differently. For example, women tend to be a little bit more conservative in investing than men.
Okay.
Men are more apt to take risk with their money, whereas women want to protect kind of what they have.
The squirrel
That's in
fund
general.
is what we call it.
Not everybody's that way, but in general, that's something I see quite a bit. And I'm actually going to be teaching a free class just for women. It's called Women in Wealth, Empowering Women Financially, and I want to help people, especially women, figure out what things they need to be doing to prepare for the future, whether that's retirement or maybe you're already in retirement and just trying to figure out, how do I make sure my money lasts for my lifetime? How do I make sure I don't run out? And then how do I make sure I don't become a burden to my kids? Because that's a huge concern of most women I meet with in their 60s and 70s, that they're concerned about running out of money and, oh, then I'm going to be a burden to my kids. They're going to have to take care of me, and I don't want that.
They don't have to ask them for anything.
Such a real worry. So let's get a little sneak peek. What's some of the tips that you give to women specifically when planning for their futures?
Okay, so I'll tell you by telling a story. So a lady came in, actually she called in my radio show. This was about 4 years ago, and she had just gotten divorced. And after 30 years of marriage, all of a sudden she's in charge of her own finances. He had always taken care of it, her ex-husband. And so she never had to deal with the finances. He was taking care of the retirement and everything. And all of a sudden now it's all in her lap.
So scary.
That can be
Where do you turn?
And where do you start if you've never dealt with that? And so luckily she heard me on my radio show. She called and we got her all taken care of. She got plenty of money in the divorce, so I was able to help her figure out, here's where you put it, let's make sure it lasts for as long as you do. And she's happy and content now because she knows somebody is helping her manage that and make sure it's going to last forever. But how scary, you know, she told me her story. It was so scary to her. And, you know, divorce is scary, but then having to figure out all of that, the money and everything, the finances and housing and everything, all on your own. That's really where I can help. So if you're divorced or widowed or single, or even if you're married and just you're thinking, hey, at some point, either maybe now or in the future, I'm going to be in charge of my finances.
You never know.
And by the way, 90% of women will be solely responsible for their financial affairs at some point in their lifetime.
Wow,
so
90%.
90%. So you need to be ready. And that doesn't mean you'd have to know everything. My goal is to help people, to educate you enough so you can feel comfortable and secure, but you don't have to know everything. You don't have to be an expert in this.
That's why we trust you.
That's what I'm here for.
Yes.
And that's why I'm teaching this class. And so I'm hoping that ladies will come and just have fun. It's going to be fun. We'll have some snacks, and we're just going to talk for about an hour to an hour and a half, and I'm going to answer your questions and talk about I'm going to focus on the 6 pitfalls that I see that women face that cause them to not be financially secure. So let's change that. Let's make sure we avoid those pitfalls and that you are financially independent and secure.
Take that fear away. So when is this class?
So the classes are going to be September 12th and 14th.
It's coming right up.
It's going to be a Wednesday in the evening and then a Friday at lunchtime. And that way you can, you know, if it's easier for you to come during the day, great. If it's easier for you to come after work at night, wonderful. And so we'll have a couple of times.
Oh, I love it. Okay, Jeff, where can we find you?
So you can find out about us and register for the event by going to empoweringwomenut.com. UT for Utah. Okay. Empoweringwomenut.com, or give us a call to register for the event. There's spaces limited, so give us a call soon.
You want to get in for sure.
Thanks so much, Jeff.
Jeff, thank you.
Thank you.